Okay, guys, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that PayPal, hit that Cash App, and hit that Super Chat, because there's no other news program like this on YouTube. A story we've been covering for a while. IDs and how making people show their ID when they go vote is racist. Because white liberals want illegal immigrants to be able to vote for their Democratic Party, and illegal immigrants don't have driver's licenses because they don't have they just like they snuck across the border and they don't have the paperwork. Nothing racist about it. They don't have the paperwork because they're not legally in the country. And we're not talking about Hispanics or Latinos. We're talking about illegal immigrants. If you think that we're talking about Hispanics or Latinos, white liberal, that's an issue that you need to deal with yourself. Do not project your racism onto me. We're talking about illegal immigrants that you want to be able to vote for the Democratic Party. And they can't vote now because they don't, in some states, because they don't have driver's licenses. So you've tricked black people into thinking that that's somehow racist against them, even though every black person know they got an ID. Well, now, Uber, because of a spike in carjackings, which we've been covering, Uber, now you need to show identification before you get in the Uber now. So when you go to visit Big Booty Sharonda for a booty call 2 o'clock in the morning, you got to show ID. But when you go vote for the leader of the free world, you don't have to show ID. And these people, I told you last year, I said these people are running these democratically run cities into the ground, and now you're going to let them run the entire country? Wow.
Jasper Evans tells me the attack happened fast and seemingly out of nowhere. She says she was just trying to enjoy a night out with friends, but she says a bar owner beat her, put her in a chokehold, and literally threw her out of the establishment.
I could never imagine something like that happening to me. And
in her first one-on-one interview, Jasper Evans is ready to walk us through what she says happened to her on April 4th, when she says she was brutally attacked at a Quincy bar. The Quincy University freshman says she and a friend stopped by the barn, one of a few bars near campus. She says they both went to the DJ booth to put a song request in. That's when she says the bar owner approached and grabbed her.
he didn't even say anything to me at first. The first thing that he did to me was put his hands on me. He didn't ask me to leave. He didn't ask me what I was doing by the DJ booth. His first instinct was to just shove me up against the gate.
Okay, so she seems like a very nice young lady. I'll give her that. She doesn't seem radish. She's on a basketball scholarship. Her name's Jasper, so she's probably non-binary or identifying as something, one of those, something. Don't get me, because I don't know enough about that stuff, but she's something. And she did drop a little clue, and one thing I want you guys to know, that's why you guys got to be active listeners when you watch this channel, because one of my favorite TV shows, actually my favorite TV show, is Columbo. So that's, I fall asleep to Columbo at night. And people will always give you subtle clues. They'll always tell on themselves if you just let them talk. And she said, what was she doing by the DJ booth? So, and one thing when you're in a club, you ain't supposed to be by the DJ booth. And she mentioned that for a reason. And even if you are allowed to be by the DJ booth, if you're a dancer or you're staff or something, but it seems like she may have known that she did something wrong, but she just didn't expect this reaction.
She says they both went to the DJ booth to put a song request in. That's when she says the bar owner approached and grabbed her.
He didn't even say anything to me at first. The first thing that he did to me was put his hands on me. He didn't ask me to leave. He didn't ask me what I was doing by the DJ booth. His first instinct was to just shove me up against the gate.
She says the bar owner cursed at her, threw her to the ground, punched her, and put her in a chokehold.
His arm was just, it was so, big that, he couldn't even fit it around my neck all the way to the point where he was, pushing my head down.
Why do you believe this person attacked you?
I believe he attacked me because I'm black. The girl that I was with was a white girl, and I'm obviously African American. We were doing the exact same thing, standing in the exact same spot, and he didn't say a word to her. Didn't even look in her direction. He had tunnel vision, and he literally came straight for me. And my daughter has been battered. She's been bruised, and she will forever have to deal with this.
Evan's parents say their daughter graduated with honors from Joliet West High School and received a full-ride college basketball scholarship. They say she's never been in trouble before.
That there was nothing that she could have done to provoke him. She's 125 pounds. He's 350 plus. That's not a fight. That's an assault, period.
This is unbelievable. Why is this guy not locked up right now? Why?
Quincy police confirmed to the ABC 7 team that the bar's owner was involved. According to Chief Rob Copley, they have not yet found evidence of racial motivation, but they are investigating the possibility.
In this type of incident, that's always a concern, and we're well aware of that, and if we can come up with evidence to show that, we will.
Evan's attorney, Keenan Salter, says police were at the bar that night and did not seek medical attention for his client. He says they didn't even take her name down. As for Evans, she says she's still healing from the attack, but has a message for the man that she says did this to her.
I would tell him that my mom loves me, my dad loves me, my community loves me. There's nothing that he could ever do to break my spirit.
Does your community love you? I mean, would you have been any safer going to a club in your community? I mean, so many questions here. She seems like a good kid, so I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt. She seems like a good kid. But this whole thing about my community loves me and you can't break my spirit, was that the intent, to break your spirit? Or did he come over there, ask y'all to leave? Maybe words were exchanged, and yes, he overreacted, and yes, he should be charged with something. But my point is not that he should be charged, but was this racial? And this is the problem with that white people have with black people. Okay, so black people, if they get a scholarship, or if they're really good at something, or they get a lot of money, first thing they do is flee the black community and go to be around white people. Now you're around white people, and you suddenly, trust me, I've been there. We don't expect bad things to happen now. Now that we're away from black people, we think we're on easy street. So when something bad or something unfortunate or something that, displeases us, it causes us to be uncomfortable. That's why you talk about microaggressions, just being uncomfortable. We expect things to be great. We're away from black people, we're around white people. The specter of fear and danger is pretty much gone. So when those things happen, we're almost even more offended, because white people know how to act. They're supposed to. And now everything that happens to us is like, oh my God, it's because I'm black. Now it's because you're black. Now you just left a place where bad things happen all the time. Dangerous things, violent things happened all the time. And now you're around a group in a place that you chose to be in because you figured they would happen less. And now because one may happen, now it's because you're black. So my thing is, it's got to be rough on white people because they got to literally, now that when a black person comes around, they got to literally like be extra nice to that person and go out of their way and try not to, because that person, if anything makes them feel comfortable, they're going to attribute it to the fact that you don't like them because of their skin color. Not because of any action they took or anything that they did, behavior. It's all going to be attributed to your disdain for their skin color. Just a weird situation that I'm sure white people are constantly aware of when, you know, a black family moves into the neighborhood, a black kid comes to the majority white school.
Keenan Salter says police were at the bar that night and did not seek medical attention for his client. He says they didn't even take her name down. As for Evans, she says she's still healing from the attack, but has a message for the man that she says did this to her.
I would tell him that my mom loves me, my dad loves me, my community loves me. There's nothing that he could ever do to break my spirit.
Now, the Quincy Police Department says they are asking anyone with information or video of the incident to come forward. And I did reach out to the bar owner for comment. So far, I haven't received a response. Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to our ABC7 Chicago YouTube channel.
Is bright for one North Atlanta high school senior.
She's been accepted into nearly 30 colleges and has been offered over $2.2 million in scholarships. NewsEdge reporter Janice Hughes spoke with her tonight.
Cameron Stargell has quite the decision to make. Now, she's in the process of looking through all of the colleges and trying to figure out which one will be the best one as she chases after her dream of becoming a doctor. Accepted into 29 universities with more than $2.2 million in scholarships.
Just knowing that I won't have to graduate with like $1,000 in debt after graduating.
Cameron Stargell is a senior at North Atlanta High School with one big decision to make.
Figure out where it's going to be the best, where I'm going to be happiest, where I'm going to have the least amount of student debt if I go. Those are kind of all the factors that I'm reading into, and also what's the best for my major.
Cameron says her first acceptance letter back in October and every one since has been the result of at least 5 months of work. She, with the help of her mom, have sent off more than 30 applications to schools, along with financial aid applications for each of them.
My applied major to a majority of the schools was biomedical engineering, and then like I put as my second choice was like biology, and with like a pre-med track on like both of them.
Biological engineering is her first choice, then biology. No African American studies, no liberal arts. Wow, this sister really want to make some money. STEM, she's in the STEM field. Science, technology, engineering, and math. STEM. Because a lot of black people get degrees in African American studies and then hit the job market and talk about they don't get paid as much as white people. With no context given to the fact that the white person they're talking about that make more money than them has a degree in engineering or biological, whatever this this young lady wants to major in, and they got a degree in African American studies. Okay? Salute to this sister, not only for all she's doing, product of Atlanta public school system, still managed to make it and do her work, and the white man, she didn't let the white man and the racist white man hold her back and hold her down. She was able to make it out of this racist cauldron, this inferno of systematic and institutional racism, and she was able to climb her way out of that and make something of herself. But also salute her for picking a major that makes some money. So after her 4 years or 8 years of college, she'll be making some goddamn money instead of complaining about white people holding her back with her damn degree in African American studies.
To schools, along with financial aid applications for each of them.
My applied major to a majority of the schools was biomedical engineering, and then I put as my second choice was biology, and with a pre-med track on both of those. Because I want to go into medical school after I graduate during undergrad. Congratulations! Cameron, you have been offered admission to pursue general engineering at Virginia Tech.
The hard work may be done, but she says it's still a stressful time as she tries to decide where she'll be spending the next 4 years.
I know the pressure from the beginning of the school year was a lot of work, having to manage applying financial aid and scholarships, and just the schools in general was a lot. But knowing that my work kind of paid off now is really exciting for me. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a breath of fresh air knowing that I have all these places to choose from.
Cameron says she hopes to decide which school she'll go to within the next 2 weeks. In Atlanta, Janice Yu, Fox 5 News.
New at 11 allegations of racism at a local daycare, an image appearing to show white students being fed first while black children wait to eat. Thanks for joining us. I'm Karen Greer.
And I'm Rick Volbaum, and tonight the parent company is taking action, severing ties with the daycare amid the controversy. All of this happening at Kids Are Kids Learning Academy near downtown Roswell.
CBS 46's Jamie Kennedy's live there tonight after speaking exclusively to the company president and a child's father. Jamie, what did you learn?
Well, Karen, I was able to speak to all parties involved in this. Now, this has all happened in...
The hell? Is this Atlanta or is this England? The hell going on? This Bankhead or Britain? They got the goddamn... The hell's going on? This dude got the thickest British accent I ever seen in my goddamn life. He ain't gonna last long down there, man. He ain't gonna last long down there, man. You telling me you couldn't find no brother to do this job? Y'all had to import a damn reporter from England? God damn it.
A child's father. Jamie, what did you learn?
Well, Karen, I was able to speak to all parties involved in this. Now, this has all happened in less than 24 hours for this daycare centre, which consequently from all of this has now been sent adrift from the franchise. Accusations of racism at a Roswell daycare explode online.
They were skipping all of the black kids, it seemed like.
A family says they saw it happen while checking in on their 2-year-old through a video live stream for the Kids Are Kids Roswell location.
All the white kids got their lunch and all the black kids had to wait.
So the stunned family took a screenshot.
From the videos and the pictures that we saw today, I mean, we are just completely disturbed.
And went straight to the daycare to confront the staff.
Mom went and picked them up immediately. And the director said, I'm not really sure because I'm not in the classroom. She said maybe it's a dietary thing.
The family doesn't buy that. They shared the story and snapshot online.
Now that's a beautiful family. Look, beautiful family. Okay, so another case where some black folk done sent their kid to a daycare center so they could be around some white folk. Probably for safety reasons, or probably, you know, for whatever reasons. I don't know. Professionalism reasons, whatever. And now they're watching a Zoom telecast of the children eating, and from that they've determined that racism, institutional, systematic, all the time, everywhere. That explains everything. And took a screenshot, went straight to social media with their declaration. Straight to social media with their declaration. No no moment of levity, brevity. Just straight to social media. This is racism. And of course, once you go to social media with some racism, as I told you before, everybody bites. Because from the screenshot. Now, it could be that it happened to be, it could be a lot of reasons that could explain what happened there. But they chose racism.
Accusations of racism at a Roswell daycare explode online.
They were skipping all of the black kids, it seemed like.
A family says they saw it happen while checking in on their 2-year-old through a video live stream for the Kids Are Kids Roswell location.
All the white kids got their lunch and all the black kids had to wait.
So the stunned family took a screenshot.
From the videos and the pictures that we saw today, I mean, we are just completely disturbed.
And went straight to the daycare to confront the staff.
Mom went and picked them up immediately. And the director said, I'm not really sure because I'm not in the classroom. She said maybe it's a dietary thing.
The family doesn't buy that. They shared the story and snapshot online, igniting a social media firestorm.
I wish that everybody would be able to see the video in its entirety first and not just the snapshot.
David.
So this guy says he wishes everybody could have reviewed the entire video in its entirety. He doesn't seem like he has anything to hide. This guy doesn't seem like he has anything to hide. He wants the video to be shown. He wants people to see the video in its entirety.
They shared the story and snapshot online, igniting a social media firestorm.
I wish that everybody would be able to see the video in its entirety first and not just the snapshot.
David Vincent says he's viewed the entire video in question. His company issued the family an apology and says they will use the incident as a training tool.
We wanted to make sure that our families know that this is not what we are about.
After talking to the daycare owner today, the company is severing ties with the Roswell branch.
Perception, unfortunately, is reality. And with the cancel culture, I mean, unfortunately, it's the perception.
As for the day,
so they had to act immediately and terminate ties with that daycare. See what happens here? These Kids Are Kids is like a conglomerate. So they're like the overarching. They're the It's kind of like they're the chain. They're the franchise. They have a franchise, and these little daycares, you know, are like franchisees of the it's like McDonald's. You know, most of McDonald's, 95% of McDonald's is are run by franchises. So only 5% are run by actual McDonald's, the corporation. But they own all of the buildings where the McDonald's are in. So McDonald's is basically a real estate company. They basically, you know, rent out the buildings to all the franchisees. And so this group, Kids Are Kids, they have a lot of daycare companies that are, you know, subsidiaries. So they had to act fast, man. They had to act fast. A black couple saw a Zoom telecast the people's passing out lunches. For whatever reason, there would look like it was 6 kids there. The white kids got their lunches first. The black kids got their lunches last. Boom. Instantly snapshot, social media, firestorm, racist, racist, racist. It gets back to his desk, the CEO. All right, we're done with you. Those people who run that daycare center, they're now racist. We're severing ties with them, whatever that means, whether that means they lose revenue, because the people are not going to go there because they're racist now. People are not going to send their kids there because they're racist. Whether they lose revenue because of their partnership, them being in the Kids Are Kids conglomerate probably meant a certain amount of status for that daycare company, and it probably meant a certain amount of revenue. They probably, got some, checks from Kids Are Kids. Those are done. The staff, all the people who work there are now branded racists, deemed racist. They may have to fire people because now they're not under Kids Are Kids. They don't have as many kids that are going to be coming there because they're racist. So now they're going to have to cut back on staff. So people are going to lose their jobs. And these black folk right here are going to sleep like babies. And they don't give a damn about none of that. And even if it's proven that they've jumped the gun and it wasn't what you think, they were passing out the meals to the kids that, had diabetes. The diabetes kids had their meals, were over here, and the woman just happened, because they're only seeing a certain section of a video, and they're like, oh, the white kid got his meal first, and that white kid, they're racist. They're only looking at like 6 kids at like 2 tables. It's just a random event. They don't know what, because you heard the people say it could have been dietary restrictions. Maybe the black kids have certain, happen. Not all black kids across the planet, but these particular black kids, maybe they wanted a certain lunch. Maybe they wanted fruit salad, and other kids wanted some tuna fish, and they were handing out the tuna fishes first and the fruit salad. I don't know, but it could have been anything. But because this family saw that little snippet of the video, they instantly went down there, confronted the staff, took screenshots, went to social media, started a firestorm. It comes back to the CEO's desk. CEO had no other option than to immediately sever ties with that daycare, which co-signs the racist claims. Because people are going to say, well, why did they cut ties with you? This guy says it was because of cancel culture and perception is reality. He couldn't have that stain on all of the Kids Are Kids daycare facilities. So it was easier for him to just cut ties with this one daycare facility and wipe his hands clean of this problem. Crazy, man.
I wish that everybody would be able to see the video in its entirety first, and not just the snapshot.
David Vincent says he's viewed the entire video in question. His company issued the family an apology and says they will use the incident as a training tool.
We wanted to make sure that our families know that this is not what we are about.
After talking to the daycare owner today, the company is severing ties with the Roswell branch.
Perception, unfortunately, is reality. And with the cancel culture, unfortunately, it's the perception.
As for the daycare, saying in a statement, we know the act was random and the photo doesn't show the entire room. We believe if the parents viewed the videos, they would understand. I wish they could see the compassion we have. Now, when I spoke to the owners of the franchise, I asked if I could see the video. They said for privacy reasons, they are not able to show me that video in its entirety or any of that video. I've also when I spoke to the president, he said that the whole issue has created security issues for a number of locations, meaning that even death threats have been put out to different locations.
Now these people are receiving death threats. God, don't. Diversity, man. Y'all should have picked your own cotton. This is what you get. I'm not talking to you, bloke, because you from England. But the American ones, the ones that came over here, America, they should have picked their own cotton. Wouldn't have this problem. The laziness of your forefathers resulted in this, man. Now you gotta eat this, man. God, dog. Now they receiving death threats. Just from seeing a snippet of a video. There's a whole big room. This is a whole big room. This is a big room right here, full of tables. Just in this one snapshot that the parents posted online that they saw, you can just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kids in there. And a woman is handing out her meals. And they really think that these people are giving the white kids the meal first while they're being casted on social media. So the racist people, the kids never came home and said nothing about this. Mommy, the white kids get their meals first and the black kids get their meals second. The parents just happen to be watching a Zoom telecast that the daycare center put on for the parents, so the parents can see their kids. And during that, the racist white lady decided that this would be the perfect time to feed all the white kids first and feed the black kids last. It could be possible. I just don't think that is likely, man. And I know how we are. Like, we love to claim racism. But it can never be done in the reverse. It can never be shown in, if it's reverse, if a white person comes around us and has a bad experience, oh no, it's not racism. It just happened. Deal with it.